Hi, I'm Serene.
And I'm Rhonda.
And today we're going to have so much fun making cinnamon rolls.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever made cinnamon rolls from scratch, but once you do and see how easy it is, you will never buy them again.
Never. Never. You don't want
so
them.
Good. Yeah.
And
yeah, we're going to use the same recipe from the French bread. So if you want to go back and look at our demo on the French bread, it's the same recipe.
And it's so easy. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. So let's get started.
Yeah.
So this is just half a batch of my easy French bread recipe. Now you're just going to spray your countertop. I like to sprinkle a little flour on top just to make it easier to roll out, and I'm going to roll it into a rectangle shape. Now for my cinnamon topping, I use 1/4 cup of sugar to a tablespoon of cinnamon. Next, we're just going to generously cover this in butter. Once that is done, you're going to cover it with your cinnamon sugar. You're going to want to be generous with both the butter and the cinnamon sugar. Make sure it's all covered and then start to roll it up. Once you have that rolled up, just pinch that edge down so that it will stay together. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of flour here and just cover it so that it's easier to cut up. So a little trick that my mom taught me was to use sewing thread to cut them. So I cut off about 18 inches, fold it in half, and that's what I'm going to use to cut my rolls. Now this will make exactly enough for a 9x13 pan, and you're going to want to spray that pan with nonstick spray. Now we've got them all in our pan. I'm just going to place some saran wrap on top. I'm going to spray it with nonstick spray, and then I'm going to flip it around so that when they rise, they don't stick to the saran wrap. Then I'm just going to set these aside so they can rise. And now we're going to make the cream cheese frosting. We're going to start with 2 tablespoons of butter and 4 ounces of cream cheese. Next, you're just going to want to soften this slightly in the microwave. Make sure you don't melt it. And now we add our flavoring. I like almond extract, so I use 1/2 teaspoon of that. But if you don't prefer almond, then you can use a teaspoon of vanilla. And finally, we add our powdered sugar. Now, I don't really measure this, but start with about 2 cups. Start mixing. If it's too thin, add a little bit more powdered sugar. If it gets too thick, you can add just a teeny bit of milk. Now I've let these rise for about 10 minutes and I'm ready to put them in the oven. We're going to bake these at 375 for 16 to 20 minutes, depending on how hot your oven bakes. Now I've taken them out of the oven and allowed them to sit for a few minutes, and now we're just going to cover them with our frosting. And here we have our wonderful cinnamon rolls. The house smells amazing and you're going to love them.